All right, the Padres, they win game 3 of this series, their second win in a row. Obviously, they lose game 1 of the series, and that's a 5-game losing streak. Boy, did the offense need to turn it on and turn it around quick, big time, and that's what they did in these last couple of games. Obviously, the series is not over. We still got tomorrow. We'll see if the Padres will split or will they take advantage of playing an under 500 team, and you're playing at home. Take advantage, take 3 out of 4. We shall see. Adam Major will make his first home start tomorrow. But the offense, obviously, huge story in this game, 13-1. And what I was encouraged by was there was the home run ball and there was the little things as well. There were gappers. There, the David Peralta hit, right? But then there was also Ha-Seong Kim coming through, Jake Cronenworth with a home run. Obviously, we know about last night with Tatis having a homer and Profar having a homer. I believe Kim homered last night as well. Higgy had a homer tonight. And by the way, this was not me trying to hate on Trent Grisham. I just saw some people posting about Grish earlier today, and then Higgy obviously was involved in that trade. Higgy backup catcher, Grish backup outfielder. Let's see how they're doing compared to one another. And I saw that Higgy had the same amount of home runs for this year as Trent Grisham has hits. And I believe Grish, 2 of his 4 hits are home runs this year. So he's really struggling offensively. Now, he's not getting everyday at-bats, but this is, if you want to look at something positive here, the Padres, they have Jackson Merrill in center field over Trent Grisham, and they have Higgy still performing a little bit better than Trent Grisham offensively at the plate this year. So at least there's that positive there. But just again, overall, it was a lot of different contributors. Arise has a 2-hit game. Tatis keeps his hitting streak going. His OPS now 817, which for Tatis, we want that higher, but you'll take that from, for now, based on where it was, right? Profar, we know who he is. He should be an all-star this year. His OPS is at over 900. Crony had a 4 RBI game. Obviously, Profar had the 4 RBI game last night. Crony tonight. So it's guys that need to come through, especially when Manny's not in this lineup, especially when Bogey's not in this lineup. Those guys coming through. So positives there. Peralta, 3 hits today. I was not expecting that. But hey, he's coming up. I don't say big because it was a blowout game. And I don't think a lot of Padres fans are going to sit here and be like, David Peralta has been huge for the Padres. But he has provided some impact. And I'd rather have him be on the roster than Graham Pauley not getting consistent playing time. I think that's what that decision was earlier this year, right? Or name another outfielder, Tim LeCastro, someone like that. Like, you have a Zokar with speed. I'd rather have a veteran left-handed bat and David Peralta on this roster who can DH in some cases like he did today. He can fill in and blow out games in the outfield like he did today, or in non-blowout games when you need to give one of your outfielders a blow and have him DH, or just have a full day off or an injury. So we do got to give some praise to AJ Preller, the Padres organization, for some of the moves that they have made this offseason and during the season with some of these smaller pickups that have ended up providing an impact so far for this Padres team at certain points in the season. But Matt Waldron is someone that I really wanted to hit on. I've talked about him more than I thought I was going to talk about him going into the year, but it's all well-deserved. 6 innings, 1 earned run tonight, 4 punch-outs, 3 hits allowed. And by the way, Kolek Burrito coming in. Kolek, it was good that he had 2 innings and didn't give up any runs, struck out a few guys. But with Waldron, is this a hot take? I mean, I would consider putting him in Texas for the All-Star game. I'm not saying that he deserves it right now, but if you think of the All-Star game as the best players and you want to combine that with entertainment as well, showcasing entertaining players in your league, Matt Waldron could fit that. He's the only knuckleballer that is in this league. And I know earlier this year he said that he didn't want to be called or he didn't want to be viewed as a knuckleballer, just someone that threw a knuckleball. But I'm sorry. You see this knuckleball and the 22 inches of run that Pitching Ninja, that video that he was posting earlier today, just how nasty that pitch has been and how good he has pitched. It's not like I'm asking Major League Baseball or saying that, hey, maybe they should consider it if he had a 7 ERA. He doesn't. He has a sub 4 ERA. Oh, and by the way, let's go look at his last 6 outings. 5 and a third innings, 2 earned runs. 5 and 2/3, 1 earned run. 5 innings, 2 earned runs. 7 innings, no earned runs. 6 and a third, 1 earned run. And then today, 6 innings, 1 earned run. That's pretty darn good. Now, if you go look at like Fangraphs F War, you're not going to see Matt Waldron, in the top 10 or anything like that. Dylan Cease, he is, and he probably is going to be an all-star in the National League. But just maybe Waldron is something to think about for Major League Baseball, the entertainment aspect. And we know that there are injuries that happen all the time. And maybe guys that aren't even hurt, they just decide, hey, I like that. I'm an all-star. I appreciate that. I'm going to go to the game in Texas, but I'm not going to pitch because maybe they pitched the weekend before, or they just don't want to pitch because they don't want to risk something, right? But the all-star game, entertainment, the game does not matter. There's no NL, AL significance. And wouldn't it be entertaining to see Matt Waldron throwing a knuckleball out there on the mound, going up against, I don't know who it would be, Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, and Juan Soto? I'm not saying maybe those guys wouldn't be in the game at that time because Waldron probably would pitch later in the game, but just from an entertainment aspect, because I'm looking at Fangraphs right now and you see Chris Sale. Okay, yeah, that's like a big name for sure. You see Ranger Suarez, guys that deserve it. Yeah, Zach Wheeler, Tyler Glasnow, Logan Webb, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I don't know how many starters they're going to put, but there's some times where relievers, they make the roster. And so, every team needs to have one representative, but there's some times where there's certain relievers that get into the game. And I know that's like a moment they're never going to forget, and that's great. But an entertainment aspect, would fans rather watch a knuckleballer face some of the top hitters in the American League, hitters in the game, really, or have some reliever that they're going to forget about? I'm just thinking about moments. I'm thinking about entertainment. That's all. And again, it's not like Waldron has a 7 ERA and I'm saying only because he throws a knuckleball, let's put him out there. If he continues pitching like this, and I don't know how many more starts he would have before the All-Star game. Let's see here. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably another like 6 starts maybe, right? If he goes on rotation before they, like, if he puts together, let's not say 12 consecutive starts where it's 2 earned runs or less, but 10 of 12, 11 of 12 where he pitches like this, that ERA is going to go down. And I think a lot of people in the league are going to take notice, and there could be injuries in the All-Star game, and people might be making the case that I'm making here tonight. So you can call me nuts, but that's just something that I was kicking around my head as I was watching this game today. And after Waldron exited, obviously it was a blowout. So, I was kind of thinking of some things here, and that thought just popped into my mind. But just regardless, throughout the All-Star game, just getting back to Waldron, this is a great story, obviously. And I could talk about this more on the show tomorrow, talking about the series and talking with you guys that join the live show. But, man, he gets traded as a guy that we'd never heard of. I think it was in the Clevenger deal. He comes over and he's in the minors, and when he gets a shot at the big leagues, I don't think he impressed a lot of people, right? And early in the year, right, people saw Matt Waldron's name getting the start and were like, oh boy, well, we're losing this game. He's going to get tattooed, and the offense is going to have to score 10 runs to win the game. So to see this turnaround and the confidence that Ruben Niebla has given Waldron, and Waldron with the results. Obviously, he was talking, I think, to Kevin Acee probably recently about, like, yeah, results, obviously, that gives you the most confidence. And you're seeing a confident Matt Waldron. It feels like he's made the adjustment mindset-wise, embracing that he is a knuckleball pitcher, embracing I think Ruben Niebla brought this up to him, like, some people wanna use Waldron in video games because of that knuckleball, because of that pitch. Embrace that. Embrace that you are different from a lot of people. And earlier in the year, it didn't seem like he was fully embracing that. Maybe, and I can understand this, it's him wanting you to respect his other pitches as well because he believes that those other pitchers are good. But man, I'd embrace it. And hopefully he is definitely embracing it now when he is pitching this well and that knuckleball looks that nasty. I don't want to discredit his other pitches because it's not all about the knuckleball, but the knuckleball is a big part of the story. There's no doubt about that. So there's some good stories here with Waldron and just some other smaller pieces that AJ has picked up with Kyle Higashioka having 4 home runs so far this year. Um, and then not even pickups, but obviously Jackson Merrill makes a diving catch tonight. And just the progression that we've seen from him, making the switch from the infield to the outfield and starting center fielder on opening day and getting almost every start every day in center field and how he has adjusted. There's just been some good. Jeremiah Estrada obviously is a good one. And so I could go down a list, but Waldron obviously sticks out. And so just overall tonight, him, great. Bounce back from Kolek, right? He's had some struggles. And the offense, it needed to explode. Like, let's see this power. Let's see it. Now, we'll see if it's consistent. But this kind of goes back to my Manny point. Like I said in my pregame thoughts, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Manny go on the IL because with him, what was this team? Around 500, right? That's pretty much what they are still. And they can have these breakout performances. There is talent other than Manny on this team, and you get good pitching performances. The offense just needs to execute. And so, with the weak schedule that they have right now, it isn't the worst time to have Manny go on the IL if things aren't great. I didn't hear any Manny update in the Mike Schilt post-game presser that was on Padres TV, but if there's any update, you'll probably see it on my social media pages. But yeah, there's my post-game reaction. Thanks for watching. I'll have a live show after the series finale tomorrow. Padres trying to take 3 out of 4 from the D-backs.